This is Chicago's very own WGN News.
Well, some office workers are getting really good, I guess, at looking busy while not really getting much done. The experts call it task masking, and it may end up backfiring for some workers. And our expert in the office, Tom Gimbel, is here to talk about this issue. We were reading about it, like the phrase task masking. It's essentially looking busy when you're really not here.
Yeah, I think there's this sense of if you're going to make me come in, I'm going to try and mess with you a little bit.
So it's a protest kind of
I think it's
thing,
a little bit of, I think it's that. I think it's a little bit of a social media phenomenon, right? When people were at home, there was silent quitting and all this different type of stuff. And so now it's saying a couple people, if we can come in, if we have to come in, we'll make ourselves look busy.
Is this because of sort of the company philosophy that says your presence equals productivity, but maybe the employees don't necessarily feel that that's the case?
So we'll show you that we'll get paid and not be productive. And I think it really comes down to how companies manage people. And that if you're a good manager, you're going to set timelines and parameters for people to do things. Because whether they're at work or at home, the key is, are they accomplishing the goal? The difference is at work, there's more interaction and creativity amongst coworkers, which creates more productivity. I think the worker thinks that it's just how much work I do as an individual. The employer tends to think it's how much work people do as a group and the collaboration.
But is it sort of self-sabotaging at the same time? Because, I mean, what we're used to hearing is people they've got too much to do. I mean, why is this suddenly, not busy enough to have much to keep you occupied?
I think that's exactly right, is that if people have the time to look busy rather than actually doing their work, the employer is probably right. Right? There's not enough work for you to be doing. You're not as productive as you could.
So who does that fall on? Is it a partnership between the employer and the employee? I mean, talk it out? I mean,
yeah, I think in a perfect world, a manager's talking to an employee and seeing how much they can take and challenging them to accomplish more. The point of going to work is, A, we want to make more money, B, we have to support ourselves, but C is to grow and to be able to do bigger, more challenging tasks. I mean, that is how it should work. And a good manager is going to help an employee grow and do that. And there should be some dialogue going both ways, an employer challenging an employee saying, I need more to do. But we've created, it's a real hot button ray in society right now, is we've become more of a me versus a we, and it's what's in it for me, what can I get away with, versus how do we help the company grow?
I can hear some saying, well, maybe if you, were as good at task masking as you were at your regular job, maybe you'd be better.
Oh, I think it's one of those things you try to teach your children, right? Is if you spend as much time trying to avoid getting out of doing something and actually doing it, you'd be better, you'd feel better about yourself, and you'd be rewarded for it. And that's the same thing here, is that the people who are trying to make a big to-do of looking busy, they're going to end up being the ones who are the first ones given a pink slip and are going to be.
And that's why you think it's a self-sabotage.
I think 100% it is. It all catches up to you when you try to cheat the system.
What is your final advice then to the employee then? Look for ways to sort of get more engaged. Ask for more to do, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, an employee should be saying, do you want to work there? I mean, at the end of the day, do you actually want to be a part of that company? And if the answer is yes, really dive in with head first, I guess, and be part of the team. And if you don't, find something that's going to make you happy. No one wants anybody to be miserable. That's not the goal.
It makes sense. Tom Gimbel,
yep.
Thanks for coming in. Always good to see you on a Monday.
Absolutely.